Well, from yesterday, I was sensing my heartbeat. And that time it was in my left ear. Another time I could feel it pulsating through my neck. And other times I couldn't find it. And that is where I could practice compassion. Practice being satisfied to look further, to sense deeper.
Using the awareness to present.
Mm. To be open where I can find it.
Hmm.
And then aware of how my focus goes there. And then how it fades away. Yet my heart is always beating.
Mm.
But one thought and you forget where it is.
Mm-hmm. Reality's no different. It is the accumulation of our thoughts. And it's happening in the background, whether we're aware or not. And we can be satisfied or dissatisfied. We can change it, change our focus, or keep it the same.
Mhm.
Much simpler said than done. Should be easy to find your heartbeat, to feel it. And it is. You put your hand over your heart and you can feel it. Find an artery, put your finger on it. Or just sit in the awareness and ask, where's my heartbeat? And feel it, sense it, find it that way.
Sometimes it's a little difficult, just like finding Waldo.
It is.
It's all about perspective and awareness. Sometimes I can even put my hand across my chest and I can't even feel it.
All the things, all the other, like it's a, what's all in the way?
Ribs.
What are all the other layers?
Mhm.
It can be all the other feelings, right, that are there. That's why. Where am I feeling it?
And then you're using your other senses. You try to feel it, you try to listen for it, and it obstructs instead of just being it.
Mm-hmm. The focus and the thinking about it can get in the way of it.
Mhm.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rick.
Morning,
Good morning, Craig. Okay. Would you like to share your quote this morning, Allison? Or would you like me?
I'll read. It was a Tibetan teacher of mine that said this once in a class. Always from a point of compassion, we encourage self-discipline, and towards others, loving kindness.
Thank you.
Probably because within the self-discipline is love and kindness towards ourselves.
Yes, ultimately, right?
Yep.
And sometimes that requires a bit of effort in what we are doing. In other words, to get to where we want to get, there's certain things that take effort. So it's the nuance within which that effort is engaged with, put it that way. Heinz, I think you said your word this morning, but I didn't hear it. Did you say it or no?
Awareness.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll put it in the chat.
Mine has been satisfaction.
Okay, thanks, Jess.
Thank you. I say satisfaction in this song. I can't get no
Where's Will?
satisfaction. Plays right behind it.
Have you been watching the
Just
Snickers
stick your
commercial?
tongue out when you're singing that.
Mm. Poor me. I can't get any satisfaction.
Yeah.
Won't ever get it.
Yeah, my word's got to be compassion. And there it showed up again in what Allison just said. So yeah, it keeps coming up the last couple of days. It's been over and over again.
Compassion is a good thing, especially towards oneself. How many times haven't we punished ourselves for things we didn't do or did do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I recognize compassion as it's a very natural human trait, but one that grows and expands through experience. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say that it's suffering that grows it. Makes it real.
It requires awareness, for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and presence.
So just like the heartbeat, we can hold a word, hold the word in our attention, our awareness.
Mm.
We just could put in
One
compassion.
One offspring of compassion is leadership.
good leadership, probably. Bad
Yeah.
leadership is suffering. Like you said, it springs out from that one also. So suffering and compassion are the opposites.
There's another one. Another offspring of compassion is healership.
I think for me, the most important thing about the state of being of compassion is that it lets go of charge. And I just, when I remind myself that it's available to me, I just have this enormous experience of expansion. And I think that's when we have the greatest capacity to observe structure.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And therefore, the direction in which movement is taking place doing that out in the world where the structure is problem solving in the main and scarcity to a very large extent. Takes a lot of compassionate self-discipline, I think. Which is just, when you think about it, it's just keeping on with imperfect actions so that you can gain the information from your imperfect action and then choose.
Hmm. Wow, Allison, you really spoke into my experience of the last few weeks. I felt like I've been in a transitional no man's land. Where there's been a lot of imperfect action. Both on my part and on the part of others around me. And I've been learning to meet all that with compassion. Both for myself and for the others around me. So I'm really grateful for the whole experience. So another offspring of empathy is, or compassion is empathy.
One of the clearest examples of compassion that I remember somebody sharing in the group was Sandrell's story about her grandmother's response to her mom running away from the bully.
Mm.
And the mother, which is Sandrell's grandmother, said, well, you're not coming home until you've gone and seen to her. And if that's not compassion, and people don't often, it's not that they don't often, but they sometimes get misguided with compassion and think that it's all empathy. And empathy doesn't always have a boundary, which is unfortunate. Compassion does.
I never thought of compassion having a boundary. So thank you, Allison.
Well, that's how I see it. I mean, it's the most expansive state of being, I believe. And it has boundaries. It sees where boundaries need to be.
I'm feeling deeply empowered by that.
And as I speak to it now, I think actually one of the most important boundaries that we need to be able to discern in ourselves and in others is between the soul and the ego. When is a person's ego speaking and when is their soul speaking? And when I say ego, I mean entangled ego, right? The ego, the part of the ego that's ruled by the unconscious. It's ruled by the automatics that we haven't yet become aware of. Not so easy to do, but worth pursuing. Probably the most worthwhile pursuit, I think, for us.
What's coming to me there is allowing compassion to find its boundaries. I wonder if compassion is central to empowerment.
Afternoon, Chi.
Hi, Alison. Jesse,
Welcome.
Craig, hi.
Yeah, welcome in, Chi.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon.
We're working one of your words from a few days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, compassion.
compassion.
Mm.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Mhm.
And that came from what you guys did yesterday with the heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was amazing too.
Mm. I very sadly need to leave. Thank you again so much for my wonderful morning.
Have a pleasant day, Alison.
You too.
Have a
And
great day,
Afternoon,
Alison.
Allison. Bye.
Big love, Allison. Hmm. Yeah, I had just asked the question. I wonder if compassion is central to empowerment.
I think it would matter on how we frame empowerment.
Yeah, the answer that's coming to me is that compassion leads the charge, is leading the charge into the new energy. The new energy on Earth. That's unfolding. It's kind of like a flag bearer. Leadership and healing are in its wings. Compassion has the power to take us where we want to go.
Yep. Passion is needed, but the compassion is where we take it to the next level.
Yeah. Compassion is deep
Mm.
and all encompassing. Compassion carries no bias,
Mm.
no agenda.
Passion's looking at everything from the best point of view. Mm. From everyone is doing their best. Not in comparison.
That's why compassion brings awareness with it.
Okay, could you move the phone just a hair? We get the exhales in it. Thank you. Wonderful, thank you. Perfect. With compassion. What is on the other side of compassion? What could be? We've heard suffering.
Hostility.
That is when we compare.
Not just one, there's multitudes, there's different ways.
Adversity. For me, fighting. Compassion actually allows whatever it is to be and embraces it.
Good morning, Pascal.
Morning.
Good morning, guys.
Morning, Pascal.
How are we doing today?
Doing compassion.
Yeah, Pascal, come and join our compassion party.
Mm. Are you guys talking about having compassion towards yourself or towards others?
All of the above.
All of the above. Mm. I feel just like a state of being. Yeah, compassion for me, it means more like listening than doing. Feels kind of effortless.
Yeah, and very deeply understanding at the same time.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like feeling their shoes, but not be attached to them. So I can step in and step out anytime I want. not like wearing their shoes for them. If we're talking about compassion for others.
His empathy. How would you differentiate empathy?
Hmm. That's the word I would have given that of What I
walk,
described.
walking in someone else's shoes.
Hmm.
It's like the empathy. It's like empathetic. Like
Hmm.
I have compassion for their shoes, for their choices, for where they are. And I find that I can say, oh, I understand that, but I really don't.
Right.
From a truths and from a level, it's like yes, but specifically, no.
Hmm.
All the differences, there's just real no way, but that shouldn't divide it. That wonder, right, I think drives that compassion. And
Yeah, you
I
might
think
have, but
it,
you go ahead. Too.
I think I tie compassion so much with yielding, and what we were working earlier was the compassion that creates the boundaries. So compassion for the boundaries, for other people's boundaries, for our boundaries. Yes, I think some could say compassion is rolling over for what other people want. Giving what people want is compassion.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like unconditional love.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good one with it.
What did you say, Chi?
Unconditional love
Oh yeah.
toward yourself and others. And
Morning.
Compassion is a great motivator too. Comes from a very authentic place. In the New Testament, the term moved with compassion is used quite often.
Demonstration of care. A demonstration of understanding. Demonstration of empathy. Like I understand where you are, as understand where we are. Compassionate reality.
Yeah, as in I've been there and I know that place.
Yeah, so I said like it's more like a state of being instead of doing. Because care, it feels more like heavy. It's like caring for someone, caring for yourself. Feels you have to do something. But compassion is like she said, like unconditional love. Who we are. If we don't let our conditioned mind taking the driver's seat.
without judgment,
Hmm.
without comparison, without proving, without blaming. Compassion that you and that I are doing the best we can. Don't we always choose the best for us? Now the outcome may not be that, but don't we always just choose what is best in the moment, whether it isn't? Or
Yeah.
for the majority, I don't know. It's like for some, there's something at the core that's doing it, right? It's like if we knew of better ways, would we do it? I don't know, another riddle of behavior, conditioned behavior, a kid conditioned away from compassion. Again, grade school, compassion for the wrong answer. Where they think there is a right answer.
Yeah. Well, it's like yesterday, I was doing dishes, I think, or yeah, I was doing dishes, and then it pops in my mind, and then I was like, oh, I should text. So my dad would say he had one true friend in his life, and I kept contact with them after he passed, and then so they've been contacting me quite a bit, and then I was just like, oh, that's my turn, so I just sent a simple question and be like, um, are you guys excited for the holiday season, Christmas, and all that? And took a while before they respond. And she sent back, she was like, no, not at all. Like I sent my unconditional love, and not at all because December 25th is when my brother suicide. And I don't know how many years ago. I don't know if it's last year. I don't know if it's 5 years ago. And it's like, wow, okay. But to me now, what I know and whatever, it's like, yeah, I'm sure that it was tough, but it has nothing to do with you, and now you're gonna let it ruin your holiday or Christmas because your brother commits suicide on that day for the rest of your life. When are you gonna let it go? Right? And my response was just like, I'm very sorry for your loss. But unfortunately it's the past and life needs to continue. Right? And obviously they can't pass that. But at this point, like, there's nothing for me to do. You know, I send my unconditional love, like she mentioned. And, you know, a little insight. And if they want to stay in their burden, that's their choice.
There's compassion in that, right? That's a compassion for them to stay where they see it.
Yeah, it's not
Even
trying
though
to weigh them one way or the other, right?
Wow, sorry to hear, Pascal. But compassion is like, bringing passion back.
yeah.
Passing on our knowledge.
Helping, assisting, bringing out the best in others, in ourselves.
Yeah, and
It's
what
like
changed in me was like, now I'm sending messages and I'm not attached to the outcome.
Yeah.
One way or the other, if they take it good or bad or whatever. Like before, I'd be like, oh, they haven't responded for like 20 minutes. Maybe I said something wrong. Oh no. Now I'm like, that's what came up. Maybe it triggered them, maybe. But I think for me, it was the right thing to send. So
You're passing on awareness, possible possibilities,
mm,
other than just accepting that that was when your brother died. That's only one possibility.
yeah,
And you're writing it with positive words, so you're trying to bring awareness to positive things.
well, gentlemen, thank you for this morning.
Thank you very much.
all have a great day. Love and
You
hugs.
all too. Love and hugs.
Have a great day, guys.
take care, guys.
Thank you, Gene. Thanks,
Love you all.
Pascal. Heinz.
Bye.
Bye.